Welcome to Grim Reviews, guys. So glad you're here. Oh my gosh, is this episode 10 or is this episode 11?
No, this is episode 11.
Woo!
11. The poop cruise was episode 10. We hope you enjoyed that. That was
this is
a
11
special.
in sign language.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like little bunny ears. Yeah,
That's cool. Oh, I like that.
Way to go, guys.
Ooh,
We're in the double digits.
Yeah.
felt the kick.
Feels
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
She's celebrating.
She's
she
like,
knows.
little flick.
Yeah.
Aw.
Zach's like, what does it feel like? I'm like someone's flicking you from the inside out.
Oh.
He goes, well, yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, what was great about your week, guys?
What was going on? I feel like we haven't done this in forever.
We
I
didn't
know.
do it last episode.
We didn't. Well, we were
didn't.
so
We were-
excited about the
too
poop
excited.
We
cruise
really were.
that we really didn't
Does
get
that
into it.
Tell us the type of people that we are. Is there something?
Well,
be
we
said
also
about
had
that?
a lot. We had a lot of personal stuff to share about the cruise that we went on. So,
We did.
Right,
We
yeah, it
did.
was kind of our grim and great.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
I don't know. Y'all's week, how's it been? That good, huh?
Well, I guess we could just get into it.
Oh, Bex has stuff she doesn't want to share all of a sudden.
True.
She's like, wait a minute.
She's like a little drama queen. That's okay.
Did you say I'm a little drama queen?
I mean, you're not a drama queen, but you are in the drama of, so it's kind of like you are a drama queen. You are the drama queen.
You're the queen
The queen of drama.
around the drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
It circulates you.
The drama are my people, and I just
Yeah.
watch over.
You're like, hear ye. What is your drama? And I will assess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one way to look at it.
I don't know. I mean, you're not a drama person, but I think it just attracts you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
that's. I wonder why.
I can't
feel
talk.
like people think all of us are someone like they can share with, like they see the impact.
Yes.
And they're
Bingo.
like, hey, let me tell you my entire life story.
Yes.
And it's like, whoa, what did I do?
Yes. It comes
Why
in
did I bring
different
this
ways,
on?
though, too, because, I mean, you went through whatever you went through this week, and
Mhm.
I went through some crazy situations with people this week. So it's just like, it's people attracting.
Yeah.
It's like a moth to the flame.
Yeah. I've been told it's the Mercury retrograde. So
I like to think it's
Could
called,
be.
part of it's like the, what is it called? The law of attraction.
The law of
Like,
attraction.
have you ever read books
Yeah.
on like the law of attraction? There's like different laws and stuff like that. It's really interesting.
like
I
The Secret.
I read into some of it.
I think
Yeah.
narcissists
It's like the energy that you put out,
I think narcissists are attracted to. I
Empathetic
actually just
people.
read not pathetic people.
No, empathetic.
I was like, dang.
Pathetic. I was
No.
like, wow.
Yeah.
We need to stop. Back it up. No, I was reading something today that narcissists are attracted to, like you said, empathetic people, but the article specifically said healers because they're always trying to take care of other people and always.
Yeah.
Nurturers kind
Yes.
of thing. Yeah.
Nurturers.
Yeah,
That's
so
me for sure.
They enjoy trying to destroy that person,
Interesting.
like bit by bit, versus
because they-
going after someone that's already broken.
Do you think it's because they want to be like that person?
No,
think
I think
so.
they're just taking the attention
Yeah.
from them,
Yeah.
and then using it to hurt them as well. Like there's,
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah,
vicious.
very
Interesting.
vicious. But it's a
Interesting.
personality disorder, so
That's an interesting
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
mhm.
I probably would feed into that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
could see that. That
Feed
could be
into
one of
what?
the fact that narcissists are attracted to healers.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say feed into like you're a narcissist.
Oh.
I was like, you're
It's
not
like,
a
no.
narcissist.
I relate with that.
That's what I thought you
No.
were saying. I
I
was
don't
like,
think I'm a narcissist. I think that like
no, you're not.
I don't think I'm a healer either. I don't know what I am, but
Life of
I
the
will-
party.
maybe. I don't know. I think I'm whatever the person is. I'm the justice. I'm just kidding.
You're the
Okay.
hammer.
I'm the justice hammer. I'm just kidding.
You're the Hulk.
We bust out of this. Just kidding. Imagine if you were the Hulk though, and then like at that point, like just who cares? Just like rip out of your clothes and be green.
And
Go in the
naked.
forest, yeah, naked, and no one can
he
see
always
you
wears
really.
purple shorts.
Yeah, how do they like get bigger with him? You know?
That's a great
That's
question.
true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I mean, like spandex can only go so far.
that is true.
I'm just curious.
And then it would get really tight and
It's
cut
like a
off your
one size
circulation.
fits all thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
You know, we're not
I don't
really
know.
supposed to look that much into it.
I'm I'm just saying.
Now I need to
behind
watch
the scenes, what's
some of
going
the Avengers or Marvel movies to like reevaluate that.
Those got
Um,
so
Whole new
old. I
life.
just grew up watching them like over and over again.
Did you?
Mhm.
And then I can't keep up with the new ones and all the TV shows
I was
about
more-
each one of them.
I was
And they
more
all connect
DC.
somehow. And
Yeah.
it's just too much.
I watched a lot of Batman growing up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You like?
Oh, Bex.
I like Batman.
It's a little cringe.
I
Also,
like
you see-
Batman over Superman.
Me too.
No,
Yeah.
they're both cringe. Maybe that's why I
Superman's
don't
got
like DC.
baby daddy issues.
Right.
That's telling.
Well, Batman he's depressed.
I'll take that over baby daddy issues.
Who's got baby daddy issues? Who's got what?
I don't know. She's just laughing at my reaction.
Not you, like really pondering. You're like,
It's like, I don't know what's worse. Depression or baby daddy issues. I don't know.
yeah, that's true.
Take
We
your
could
pick.
write an interesting show though. Just
Well,
take
his
little bits
whole
of each
family,
thing.
like Superman's or no, Batman's family, like burned. Like, didn't he like his mom and dad die in like a fire?
No,
and
I
everything
don't
or
really
something like that?
remember.
For Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said you grew up watching him.
It means nothing.
His parents died. Well, the one that I saw, Batman Begins, his parents get shot. They're killed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
killed
I mean,
somehow.
they're
so he's like
gone,
left
for
alone as
sure.
a kid, and like the
Right,
butler
in a
raises him
mansion,
essentially.
basically.
all by himself.
So I get the depression part. Superman, you a grown man, you out here just like, I can't really be here for you. Like not me, Superman,
That sounds
and
like
not Clark
Batman.
Kent either. Like neither of us
Clark
gonna
Kent's
be-
kind of hot though.
Oh yeah, he's hot, and
The
that's
glasses.
exactly
Yeah,
how
it's the
you know.
glasses. I like
Yeah.
the nerdy side.
Honestly, we're really talking
Pet
about
him.
DC right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to change the subject?
All right,
I mean, we can.
let's talk about murder.
Yeah.
Oh, did we
my
say our
gosh.
names?
Well,
No, we didn't.
not yet.
This
We're
is a
gonna
train
get
wreck.
there.
It's Monday.
If you haven't watched us before, welcome to Grim Reviews. My name is Bex,
My name's Cherish.
I'm Lizzie.
and we are a true crime podcast where we discuss all things grim and gruesome. And today we are going over what is the name of the show? One Night in Idaho.
Yes.
The College Murders on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I feel like because it's the title of the documentary, and I knew we were going to talk about it at one point, it could have been a different title.
That's true.
Brian Koberger is what we're going.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And this is very popular right now in the news just because his
For. He just got
Trial.
sentenced.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. But this documentary was made from the perspective of the victims and the community, and
Yes.
it more focuses on their experience and
Mhm.
how his crimes affected all of them,
Right.
which I think is really important
Absolutely.
to shed light on.
That's
So-
what I
Rightly so.
liked about this particular documentary is I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of time they focus on the crime itself and the criminal, but this time they're really
Mhm.
focusing on the victims and their families and their friends
Right.
and how all that kind of ties in. So
Yeah.
it was good.
Granted,
to see.
it's like it's not though as if we have really a lot to really focus in on Brian, but either way, I really think it's a great way to like tell the story.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So we're going to get into it. We probably will cover the case a little bit, even
Mhm.
though the documentary, as we said, covers the victim's perspective. However, we do approach things with a twisted
Humor.
sense of humor.
we do.
So we might
We're
crack a few jokes here and there, but
Yes.
all in respect to the victims.
absolutely. I mean, like every story we want to handle with care. Probably besides the poop cruise, we went wild on that. If you haven't watched the poop
no one
cruise,
was
watch
like
the poop cruise.
injured.
No
you
one was
know.
injured or ever. That's a wild
It's
one.
alright.
But like for most of like the stories we do go over, we definitely are sensitive to the victims and to
The victims'
just
families.
everybody that was impacted by, you know, this horrendous crime. So
Right.
we just want to let you guys know ahead of time that, you know, this one is it's a tough one. It's a sad one. That's for sure. It definitely hits us in different ways personally too, just because looking back on how we grew up and whatnot. So
Right.
Right.
And spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it, go watch it first, because we're going to talk all about it.
And
Yep.
trigger warnings. We don't get too into the details of the actual crime scene, but, you know, we are talking about murder, so I like to point that out.
Why you
let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do a list of all like the whole friend group?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
a
I
big
remember
friend
some of
group,
them.
which I think is so cool that
So
they had
cool.
such a big group of just loving friends.
Yeah. It
and
It seemed like a great college experience.
very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to college, but it's what I have in mind.
I went to college.
I did some. I guess a little bit, but it wasn't the same. It was a community college, so it wasn't.
Right.
I didn't get like the dorm experience or anything.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So it was different,
Yeah.
but
You
yeah,
got, like, a little taste of it.
just a little bit. It was
Little
a
bit.
culture shock at the time.
Didn't you find your
but
hubby there?
I did. I
Yeah.
did meet my hubby there.
There you go.
So, yeah,
It was worth
fun.
it.
Yeah, we were awkward classmates for a few years, and
If it makes you feel better, whether you went to a college or not, it's still awkward when you find like a cute guy in your classroom and stuff. Even if it's like a sea of like 200 people in your class, sometimes it's just kind of like.
You always know when I actually like someone because I'll be super chatty and then I'll see them and I'll be like,
yep, that's exactly
Are
me.
they looking at me?
You just get so awkward. But if
and
somebody
then
you
I'm like,
don't
"Sup,
care
bro?"
about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't care.
No, yeah.
So true. So true.
And then they think I have a crush on that
Exactly.
person that I
So
don't care
true.
about because I'm chatting with them.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it's
yes.
But yeah, I can give a list. So
Yeah,
we
give
have,
a list of the friend group. Of like the
Okay.
core, I guess.
Okay, so the ones that I have right here, I have Maddie Mogan. She is a victim.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kaylee Gonkovs.
I was trying to figure out how
Kate-
they say it. They said it really
yeah,
fast.
and that was her best friend.
Bestie
Yeah,
from like high school.
yeah, from like 12 years old. They
Yeah.
were inseparable. Then you have Emily, and I think her last name's Alant, and then Zaina. And I'm not going to even try to pronounce. I'm not going to even do the last names. We're just going to do first names
Which honestly,
right now.
I
Yeah.
love the name Zaina. That's
Yeah,
I
so
know.
I was
pretty.
going to say that
Yeah.
that is such
It's
a cool
unique.
It is very much so. I was just
I
like, I
like
kind
it.
of like how she introduced herself too.
Yeah.
But
And Zaina she just seemed like a really cool
She
person.
really
like I felt
did.
like I would have been her friend probably.
Right.
I
She
agree
seemed
with
quirky
that.
and
I
cool.
liked
Yeah.
like she seemed to be
all
the
of
life
them.
of the party, to be honest with you, in a very down to earth way.
Yeah.
Right.
She had all the playlists, all the
Yeah, the
all
music
all the
and
music.
stuff.
I
She's
was
got
like,
your
that's
music
cool.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Maddie just seemed like a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Kaylee were like just like the perfect best
Best
friends.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like one was like a little bit more out there, one was a little bit more quiet, but they both had like very, to me, infectious personalities. I feel like I
Yes.
would have like seen them and be like, oh, look at them, they're
I
like so
want to
fun.
sit with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all so beautiful too.
Yeah, I
They
know.
all were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there was Ethan
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and Hunter
Mhm.
Chapin or Chapin.
I
it was-
don't know.
Yeah, so it was Ethan and
Chapin, maybe.
Hunter,
Chapin,
and
maybe.
they were twins.
Yeah.
Twins of the triplets, because then the
Yes,
sister
'cause
was there at the college
Maisie,
too. Yeah.
yeah. And both of the brothers were at the male sorority,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Sigma Chi.
Yeah. I mean, all three siblings were there for college at
Yeah.
the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then there was also another Hunter Johnson.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who was the best friend to? It wasn't. Yeah, it was Ethan, right?
Ethan, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one of the people that were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was getting a little bit mixed up, because I was like, oh wait,
It took me a minute
and I was like,
watching
oh, you
it. I was
guys
like,
is
okay,
both
we're
Hunters.
Hunter
Okay.
Johnson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, and then I believe Ethan and Zaina were dating.
Yeah.
yes,
They were inseparable.
Mm.
Yes.
Like they were saying that they were both the same person essentially.
Right.
yeah.
And always did everything together.
Yeah.
They were super
and-
sweet.
I thought that was
together.
so cute, because not to say that like one is better than the other, but I really loved how like they were talking about how, Matt and Kaylee, they were, I think, a little bit older
Mhm.
than, I think, maybe by like a year or two or whatever. And so like it just seemed that you had their personalities of being like, bubbly girls for the most part. Like they, wore the makeup, had cute outfits,
Right.
loved to like be a part of like the college life, and they were already bound to want to do like this whole sorority thing before they even joined college and stuff. But then you have Zaina, who
She's a little more wild
was
child.
more down to earth wild child, and they even commented that they loved that she just really embraced her natural beauty.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
I
wear
was just
any
like,
makeup.
wow, like
Yeah.
that's really like interesting. And I think that was kind of a little bit refreshing. Not to say that one is better than the other, but I do know that like when you're in college, like it's just such an influential space
Right.
that like she just really kind of carried her own personality.
But
Right.
what I
And
like
so
too is that
I love
everyone
that Ethan
was
loved
like
that about her too.
bragging about it. Like they were proud of her for being
Yeah.
her. They didn't want to change her, you know.
No,
Right.
I
So
don't
like
be
when
like them.
Ethan and her got together, I was just like, oh, because like at first
was
when
cute.
I first watched it, I was like, oh, is this gonna be like a drama story with like the
Right.
girls and like fighting over the twin brothers or something? I
But
don't
they
know.
all,
Yeah,
They
yeah.
all seemed
But
like they got along
no.
really well.
Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah.
And I believe, I don't know if they were together at the time, but from what I understood from the documentary, Emily and Hunter Johnson are together now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And living in
They were
Boise.
together. They were together when they were in college too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like when it first started off, they were all friends and they started hanging out
Mhm.
and they noticed that Ethan and Xena were, you know,
Getting
getting closer
kinda
and closer, and they're
cozy.
like all kind of waiting on
They
it and
were
rooting for it
right
because
for
it's
it.
just like, oh,
You
they're
can
such
see
good
it too.
personalities.
Like you sit
Yeah.
back and you're like, okay.
And from what I remembered, it was Hunter and his girlfriend were already together before Ethan and Xena got together.
Right.
Were they?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So thankfully they, because I was wondering, I was like, oh, did they make it outside of all of this as a couple? Because
And
I
they
know that's
did.
really
Yeah, that was cool
hard.
to
but,
see.
And then,
um,
oh, I forgot. We have to mention Bethany and Dylan as well because they were
Yes.
the survivors and
They
also
also
friends in the
lived
group.
there. Mhm.
Yes.
They didn't talk a lot in the
No.
documentary
Mhm.
because this was all
Well, for legal reasons. Yeah.
Right.
They were advised not to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a gag order, is what it was called.
it? Okay.
Mhm. Yep. So
Mhm.
that's why they weren't
From
able to
them
come
speaking.
forward
Okay.
a lot of the
Okay.
time. Yeah, but they were also a part of the friend group, so
Yeah.
we just don't get as much info. on them.
From them.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
might also not have.
But
wanted to speak
honestly,
as well.
As much shit as they got online for whatever people think they did or didn't do correctly, I wouldn't
Mhm.
have gone on there either.
Oh,
mhm.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
At the
I
end
would-
of the day, they're also victims.
Yeah, because
and-
I see how it might have looked or whatever, but I think that like they did it really well, like leading it up, and I think it was very purposeful to show how much they were bonded as friends and in the
Mhm.
community there,
Mhm.
to showcase that like we know our friends, like
Mhm.
they would never do something like this. And I know we hear the stories of like, oh, you think you know someone, but like guess what, this and that and the other. But I loved how they just stayed so like true, because like no one turned their back on each other of
Right.
like the people
No.
that like survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew
And I think that
their
was so
friends'
good.
hearts.
Yeah, I think that was so good, because I think that takes someone that's strong and she's like, no, I know this character. We hung out with them all the time. They
They would
literally
do
talked about how
something
they
like
would
that,
hang
yeah.
out every day. Personally,
Right.
like me as a college student, like yeah, like I had friends and I enjoyed hanging out, and there were people I saw like probably every day, but it seemed that they had something kind of, I would say, special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like,
seemed like it.
It seemed like it, because I
Yeah.
was just like, I mean, I don't know
They
if
were
I was
almost
seeing
like a
people-
family in a way.
Right.
I would say so, and
Yeah.
that
Very much
their parents were, I think they were kind of like intermingled in a way a little bit too,
Mhm.
after they became friends.
Right.
You know, when they would come up to visit and stuff like that. So I think that they were like well aware of like some of their like moms and dads and like all that type of stuff. So
Right.
it just seemed like even the parents were very confident in their children
Right.
and who they were friends with and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was just like, wow, like this is
Yeah, this-
so, I don't know, I had the feels. I was just like, look at
I
you guys
know.
protecting your own.
Mhm.
Like
I was
that's a
getting
lot
em-
to go up against.
I was getting emotional watching it for sure. One thing I want to point out before we get into what happened is I love how, well, we've kind of already touched on it, but I love how the friends all talked about the victims so lovingly. Like I've seen other true crime documentaries where they do not speak kindly, or I don't know if you've watched like
Mhm.
Forensic File episodes. Like I'll see the clips
They're
on
like,
TikTok.
she was a character.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was something.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wasn't the prettiest in school, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, right, right.
And it's like,
Wasn't
wow.
the brightest.
Mhm. And it's like, wow, these people really weren't your friends. But it was so
Mhm,
cool to
mhm.
see that the friendships and the connections were genuine because
Right.
these people came forward and
And they've probably known them for a long time, right?
Yeah.
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 And I know they
that's cool.
probably screened like the other people that were like friends of some of the friends in the friend group, if that
Right,
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
But even the people that were like off friends, or like I guess
Mhm.
like people in like the community, they
Mhm.
even were
They had
talking to
good
them in a
things
good
to
light,
say,
and
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
and I think it just really spoke to Moscow.
Moscow.
Yeah,
Moscow.
Moscow. I think that it just showed the community and perhaps the city in a whole that you're just not really going to find too much drama or maybe
They're
like
gonna have your back.
yeah,
There's
gonna have your
support.
back
Yeah.
community. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they definitely brought up a couple times that like this was a community where everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, and that's
like,
why this was
this
so
and that and the other.
shocking because, and they were really hoping that it wasn't someone who lived in their town because they're like, this just
Mhm.
doesn't happen. The people aren't like this, and thankfully he wasn't from there.
Yeah.
They were almost
They were
relieved to
relieved,
find out
yeah.
that
Right.
the murders weren't from one of their own.
I
Yeah.
can kind of get that because
Yeah.
it's like, you know, the terror and like the fear of like, is there
Somebody
like
else.
a bad seed among us
Yeah.
that like we just know of or
Right.
like, you know what I mean? And so it's just
Which
like,
so often is the case.
Were they
Yeah,
was
so
they
true.
living among us? Yeah, and that it is really rare
Mhm.
for someone to come in and do just this random set of murders and then
Right,
leave. You know,
right,
Yeah.
right.
usually it's someone super close. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so we're all still. I mean, even after this documentary, I'm sitting here like, why?
Why?
Why did this happen?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much so. I mean, and you know, I remember like one of the girls, I can't remember who it was, but she talked about how like Moscow was a town and, you know, part of like even the campus and like the area, you just didn't lock your doors.
Yeah,
And like at one point I'm like, I get that because I grew up in a community where like I would assume like back then a lot of people didn't lock their doors either. Although my household, we were always taught to lock our doors.
yeah, same.
But that's a whole other thing.
you
but
should
like
lock your doors.
you should.
Please
And
lock your doors.
but I do understand the sentiment where it's just like you are such in like a
You're not worried about it.
yeah,
You trust
you're
those
you're
around
in
you.
a yeah. I don't know how to explain it because I wouldn't say a rural town because I don't know
It's like
how
a little
rural,
bubble.
but it's just
it feels
like
like a safe bubble.
yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
safe bubble. When you know everybody, it's almost like, well, if something does go down, I know their parents, or I know
Right.
that I can like
Right.
come after them.
I can
and so
take
people
Jimmy.
don't.
It's all right. Yeah.
Exactly. And so you don't really go that far as to like really hurt someone because you know there will be consequences.
right.
So like I thought it was really interesting that like I was like, oh shoot, like, you know, a town where you're not locking your doors like that.
Did
That
he just walk
leaves
in the
it-
door?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm assuming
they
that,
didn't
but
really
they
shed
didn't
too
go.
much light.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other documentaries out there and
That
other
explain
case
a little more.
details,
Yeah.
but they didn't get too much into it on how he got in.
Okay.
But
was
this
just
took
curious.
place. So this is their second year of college in 2022 at the University of Idaho,
Mhm.
and this happened. Let's see. So November 13th, around just before noon.
Okay.
Dylan. So let me set it up. So it was Dylan. I'm trying to remember who was all at the house together. Dylan,
Mhm.
Bethany,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Maddie,
the victims,
Kaylee.
Maddie, Kaylee, Zaina, and Ethan.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So Dylan, she wakes up
Mm-hmm.
and calls Emily saying she had a weird dream and doesn't know if it was real or not. And to give some
Yeah.
context, they were partying the night before.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
everyone had been drinking and stuff and having fun.
So they were probably all in
Mhm.
mid-drunk / hungover area.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they had gone to bed like in the early hours of the morning.
Oh yeah, I think they said
Yeah.
that they like left the parties around 1:32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which is
leaving
pretty
the party
typical.
doesn't mean when you get home it's done. Like
Right,
you're
That's
over.
right.
So
Yeah.
And you have a house with your best friends. You
Yeah.
know, like
yeah, we find out later
Like,
Xana
keep going.
Xana did like a DoorDash order at 4 a.m. or
4 a.m.
whatever.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
that's
yeah.
impressive
That's
that you
so
can get
early.
DoorDash
Yeah.
at 4 a.m.
Taco
Taco
like, I
Bell.
want some
I guarantee it
McDonald's.
probably was Taco Bell. I guarantee it because because they said that Ethan's favorite spot was Taco Bell.
Taco
That's
Bell.
so sad.
That's so sad. That's my
That's so
favorite
sad.
fast food. And I
Yeah.
was like, you would, wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
I do love Taco Bell.
That's the only place I can think of at the top of my head that's open that.
Yeah,
late.
that's true, and it
Right.
makes sense because we know who.
Yeah.
Ethan
Yeah.
was. We shared that
I
part
just
of him.
realized that.
Yeah. Oh,
so
that just
sad.
dawned on me too. I'm like, oh, don't cry. But anyway.
I won't cry.
We'll have some Taco Bell.
So it was
for
very
him.
shortly after the DoorDash order at around 4:05 a.m. and then it shows cell data shows that Xana was on her TikTok at like 4:12, and then
Yeah.
camera footage from outside of the house on Kings Road
Mm-hmm.
shows this white how do you I can't say Hyundai.
Hyundai?
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
I don't know. I don't know.
pronounce
Making
things.
it
Why am I
spicy
doing
over
this?
there.
My mom, she'll say Ki instead of Kia.
Oh,
And I have
stop.
taught her. So I get
Okay.
it from her. It's all her fault. Thanks a lot, Mom.
Mm.
Yeah, but they saw like a white Elantra pull up.
Say it again.
Mm-hmm. Wait, why did you say
Hyundai.
Elantra? What?
Elantra?
Wait, no.
Elantra.
How did you get a Hyundai?
It's a
From Elantra?
Hyundai Elantra.
Oh shoot,
Elantra.
those are two. The same.
Hyundai.
Okay.
I'm
That's how
done.
bad I am with cars.
We could just do this all day.
I'm sorry.
So the camera footage sees this car pull up,
Mhm.
and then you can hear a commotion going on, like through the noise of the
Camera.
the camera footage,
Mhm.
and a dog barking and all of this stuff. And
Sorry.
Girl,
were you okay? All right.
we don't need no reaction.
Right. So Dylan, she wakes up. I don't know if she's fully awake at this point, but we kind of get the narrative at this point in the documentary where it's just like she thought she saw someone come in, but she wasn't really sure. And I'm
Right.
sure there were people going in and out
Yeah.
because of
That's the thing.
partying.
Is if you have a house with how many? six people?
I think it was a
No, it
total
was
of-
only
it was,
4.
No, it was no, because 4 passed
was-
and there were 2 extra.
No, it
there.
was
But it
4
was
people that lived
living
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
four
But
people
what
that
it,
live in
right.
what it was is,
But
yeah,
then
like,
you've got like your boyfriends, you've got, other
Right.
best friends that are coming in. They're probably used to
Right.
people
Just
that they
crashing.
haven't seen all the time.
well,
right?
absolutely,
Crashing after
because the
parties.
proximities of people's houses were
Mhm.
so close. I was like, that's so cool. They're like, oh, it's like a 5-minute walk, if that, over to such
Isn't
and
that
so's
crazy?
house, and this and that and the other.
That would be fun.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what would be? I mean, crashing at the house, going back to your house. At this point, it's almost like it's everyone's house,
Right.
You know
right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
it's a free for all.
mhm.
But yeah, she thought she saw somebody, and she describes him as like with big bushy eyebrows, but he
Bingo.
comes in and then he comes back out, and she thought she heard crying and some voices too, and then she saw him go out through the back sliding glass door.
Mm.
So
You
she
know, they
was
were trying to get the whole bushy eyebrow thing to go out, like for them not to use that description.
really
Yeah, the defense was
Why?
because he
Why?
has bushy eyebrows. Isn't
Oh,
that
That's
weird?
dumb.
That is
Yeah,
dumb,
that was
yeah.
like one hill they were trying to die on, but they were like,
I-
you can't keep that in. I think
Interesting.
they ended up using it.
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean-
can't really say that.
I'm like, okay,
Wow,
that's
okay,
what you.
that
That's the
just
one thing you
threw
got
me
to.
off.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
yeah, that is weird.
They were like really trying to push it.
wow.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, but anyway.
Because they
threw me
probably
off
knew in
so
the back of
much.
their head, like, yeah, that's him. Take it.
And like you just have some like white dude walking in there, like the
Yeah.
most defining feature.
Distinct.
You have to.
Bushy
Yeah,
notice
eyebrows,
that.
yeah.
It's
Like,
his eyes and eyebrows because his eyes are sunken in.
Don't you think he
They're,
could have
weird.
like tweezed him before he went into the courtroom if he was so worried about it?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know,
know.
I don't think he was worried. I think he
think he
didn't
didn't
care if he
care.
get caught.
He
Yeah,
didn't care.
Well, maybe his lawyer was worried for him.
probably. If
Oh
I was
my
his lawyer, I
gosh.
would have been like, you know what?
Let's take the plea.
I think we're done with this.
Yeah.
Anyways.
back to Dylan though. After she saw this, I think she kind of got spooked, but didn't really know what to do. So she was just kind of sitting.
Which it would be scary.
Yeah, you're just like, what just happened? What was that?
Yeah.
Am I overthinking this? And so she sat in her room for a while and started calling like all of the friend group.
Checking
but
on
it was
them.
it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Right.
no one's gonna pick up.
They could be
And-
asleep. They just
Right.
drank. They might be
Yeah.
knocked out.
Right. So at some point she just decides to like run down the stairs into Bethany's room
Mhm.
because Bethany wasn't taking her calls. And she was like, "Did you hear that?" And Bethany's like, "No, I didn't hear anything."
Which
and
is
then
really smart that she went down to the basement.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than going upstairs.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
Bethany ended up sleeping. Dylan and Bethany ended up sleeping in the same bed just
I
that
would.
night. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Be like,
it
"Move
would-
over, cherish."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've done that with my sisters before
Yeah.
when I'm like scared of something in
Yeah,
in the dark, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
we're
for
gonna
sure.
we're gonna
For
cuddle
sure.
up tonight.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, but the next morning, she just has this feeling that something was really wrong.
Yeah.
And I think she was so scared that she didn't even want to go look. Like her intuition was probably telling her
Something's wrong.
Something's
this
going on.
something's
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And so she ends up calling Emily
Mm-hmm.
and asking her to come over.
Yeah.
And so Emily comes over around noon, and I believe it's
she brought her
her
boyfriend
her
too.
boyfriend,
Mhm.
And she was
Hunter
like,
Johnson.
Yeah.
she was like pretty insistent, like, no, you need to come over. Like, I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
She said that it wasn't like Emily was saying that it wasn't something
abnormal.
for her to like them to ask them, oh, come over, like we heard something or whatever. So
Right.
they were kind of like, oh yeah, we'll come over, we'll check
They
it out.
definitely
Like,
didn't think they were going to see what they saw.
oh no, not
No.
at all. I think they were
Well-
like, oh, we're used to them, like, you know, a frying pan drop or something like that, and
Right,
it spooks
right.
them, so we'll go
They
over.
saw
And I'm like,
mouse.
oh, that's so sweet as friends. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some people I
Come
know in
check my
in the
closet.
past that just would be like, no, I got this to do. Like,
Right.
figure it out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So, but Emily doesn't see anything. Hunter Johnson's the only one that goes
Goes up
inside
there.
the house,
Yeah.
and he very quickly comes out, and he's. It amazes me how calm he was.
Yeah, I
from what
know.
his friends have described.
Yeah.
Of the situation.
And didn't he say that they were passed out or
He
unconscious?
just said,
Unconscious.
"Oh, there's somebody unconscious in there. We're gonna call
Right.
the
I
police."
can't imagine what he saw. Like,
A lot of blood, right? Probably.
yeah.
Probably,
had to
but-
be.
Yeah.
it's not just that. It's just like you last remembering seeing your friends like probably laughing, smiling, having fun, like whatever, and then that
Just the night
is like the
before.
last thing you see of them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
I
can't even
don't-
imagine it. Like you start to go there and it's like, nope.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish, and I know this is like something that maybe it's not meant for us to know, but I really would have wished that they could have told us a little bit more details of like what I guess the placement of the bodies and like how that
I feel like other documentaries will
was.
probably
You know, I don't know.
take more.
About the crime.
So I kind of
Say
wonder,
on
like,
that.
you know, like he can't kill
Yeah.
4 people all at the same exact time.
Right.
There are
So
a
I
lot
kinda
of other
wonder.
documentaries on this, and a lot of podcasts have covered it. So
Yeah.
we can like get together
Yeah.
a list of follow-up things you could watch.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. And yeah, if you want us to look more into it, let us know, definitely.
Mhm.
But at this point, all we know is that they've all been killed.
yeah, Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan,
And Zaina.
Zaina.
And I think Hunter Johnson had seen Zaina first.
Really?
And Ethan. Yeah, because I believe they were the middle floor, and then Maddie
So yeah, because he
And-
didn't even see them yet.
and Kaylee were at the top floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up calling the police, and he's playing it off lightly, but I think he knows that they're
they're gone.
gone.
Yeah,
And he ends up calling Hunter's brother.
Hunter.
No,
Oh,
it was no Ethan's
Hunter's
brother.
brother.
Hunter. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Ethan's
Brother
brother.
Hunter.
Ethan's brother
He ended
Hunter.
up calling Ethan's brother Hunter
Yeah.
and letting him know, like, your brother's no longer with us.
Yeah, he struggled. So it wasn't
Yeah.
a struggle, but it's
That's
just like
terrible.
you're still trying to wrap it fully in your
I
own
mean,
head. of,
they've spent
not
most
here
of their lives at this point together.
I know.
You know,
Mhm.
that's,
And
this is shock.
The policeman they're not saying anything to them. They're seeing all these police cars show up, and
Mhm.
they're just sitting on the
Mhm.
sidewalk wondering what's going on,
Yeah,
wanting
Yeah.
more
they
information.
don't know everything yet.
You know, they're reaching out to their parents and
You've
stuff.
probably been sitting out there for like hours. I
Yeah, and then
assume.
it's
It takes
so
a long
sad.
time.
It is so sad to find out what is actually happening when you're sitting right there over the phone.
and you get
They
alerts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
they
that's
got the text
messed
alerts,
up.
and they're sitting here like, what the hell?
It did seem like
Yeah.
the police were like, "Oh shoot!" Like I didn't
I
know
didn't
that they were sending
realize,
that out. Yeah,
But I don't think they were, and it kind of touches on this in the documentary, but the police department were not prepared
No,
for the
they really
severity of
weren't.
the crime.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm
but
sure
it was
they
so.
didn't know
It
what they
just
were
felt
doing.
so insensitive to like
Very
publish
much
that
so.
and not tell the family first. I'm
Right.
sorry. I mean, like they did a good job otherwise, but
Yeah,
that
Well,
one
so-
part just makes me kind of sad.
very
And
much so.
What was really like shocking too is like I think the way that Hunter Johnson
Mhm.
said the information was like, okay, Ethan and Xana are not here anymore, right?
Yeah, like he said.
And
they're not-
he didn't speak on Maddie and Kaylee
Mhm.
until a lot later.
Because they realized
they couldn't. Yeah, they didn't
Right,
find
yeah,
it right away.
Yeah,
They
so it's
were-
just like it was like a wave after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Of
mean?
who else was in there?
Of who else, and it
Right.
didn't dawn on them of like, oh, wait a second,
Mm-hmm.
where's
Where
where's
else
Maddie
are
and
they?
Kaylee at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they like finally realized through like the text message that there
Yeah.
was 4
There
victims,
was 4
and
Right.
people murdered.
you know this and
and
that and the other. And I think Hunter knew,
yeah.
but he didn't want to like I don't know
But yeah,
maybe
you're right. They didn't know the number until
Yeah.
they were like, oh, it got
yeah.
released, and then they realized it was Maddie and
That's so
Kaylee.
rough. I just yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch at
It's
this
hard
point.
to watch
It
'cause
is.
it's yeah, you just kind of like are wondering like if you're in your shoes, like how do you process that information? Like your very best friends, your friend group that you hang out with, like 4 of them out of that group is out.
And
Like
you know,
they're
it's
not
one
there.
of those
Just
things
gone.
too that we don't know what we would have done. Like the 2 survivors, they get such, shit for their actions. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you don't know what you would do.
No.
And
No, not
They
at all.
didn't know what was
yeah,
going on.
they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
You
I
know?
mean, they didn't. I mean, they didn't do anything wrong.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Right.
kind of like, what would you be doing on that
some
night?
people
You know what I
said
mean?
like because they didn't call the cops right away when they heard something or saw something.
Right, but it's just
that
like the reality of
that
it
was
is
wrong.
how many times do you hear something and you call the cops immediately?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
It's
know what I
also-
mean?
And that's
so
just really not reality.
exactly,
Yeah.
it's just not realistic to be just like, oh, 911.
It's terrible that they survived and they're getting
Yeah,
harassed like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know
For
what? At
surviving.
least good for
Mhm.
you. You survived it, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really the win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You escaped the monster.
They were lucky.
it really
Sure.
wants
Luck.
to make you to wonder like if he knew or not if they were down there.
No,
don't think he
if she
did.
saw him, I would imagine that he saw her as well.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
You think
but
so?
he was probably overwhelmed with it. Just my theory is that he's
Mm.
probably overwhelmed with the amount of people and just
And he
walked
also, he
Mm.
knew he was losing control at some point
of the situation.
of the situation.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure he went back to go check for the sheath because he realized,
You
wait,
think so?
I
yeah.
think so.
So we
yeah.
find out that they had been stabbed.
Right,
hmm
by an edged.
Do you remember
Okay.
how many?
stabs per
Bro,
person.
it was
It was
a
multiple.
lot.
It was a lot.
It
was
was
It
multiple.
was like a rage stab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
they
so-
said that it seemed in the beginning they were like, oh, like because of the multiples and because of like the closeness of the aggression, it's presumed that the person had very
Well, typically,
intimate, like personal
you'd think that they
motive.
would know them.
Yeah.
And they're angry with
Right.
So it
them.
kind of goes to your theory though
Mm-hmm.
of obviously it's a theory
Mm-hmm.
of like, was there a connection there that he is not letting us know of,
I feel like there is.
that for him to be so up close and personal with that, there could be the explanation of I just wanted to know what it feels like, because some people are just like sadistic and weird and they enjoy or
Mhm.
they are curious about how to kill someone sometimes. But
I
then also
think-
too, I'm also just like, it just seems too so personal.
Right. I think he hated women first.
I
off.
was gonna
Mm.
agree with the
Mhm.
Yeah,
incel
he's an
take.
incel for
Mhm.
sure. I think, just my opinion, that he probably met them and didn't like how nice their life looked, and maybe
Mm.
tried to flirt with them and didn't get a chance, and he was angry
Mm.
and took it personally. He was like,
Because
"This
he
is
was 28 and they were 20,
2 or 1." I don't
Yeah.
know.
somewhere between 20 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're babies.
And I think he was just like, "I've gotten turned down for the last time," and I think he followed them, and killed him.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think he was obsessed with the whole process. But I do think he just hated women in general.
Why do you think he hated women? What was
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
what his.
If
I was
I
just
don't know what
wondering
his
if I missed
childhood was
something.
like.
Yeah.
right.
Just like.
Well, the one girl
from-
said she cheated off of his test or tried to cheat off of his psych test when they were back in uni, and
Yeah.
maybe he knew about it and he was,
Was
just
it
like,
his-
women, they're cheaters.
Was it that one friend that was talking about
So it was a classmate at what was
something
the
Dale? I can't
It was
remember.
Denzel.
Oh,
Wait,
Denzel, is
De-
it?
Are you talking about the undergrad or are you talking about when
Denzel?
he went to Washington?
No, I'm talking about the classmate that came up and talked about him. They took
For Brian?
they
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
took classes together at a college out in Pennsylvania.
Wasn't it
I believe.
like
was called
Sal-
I
Den-
think that was his
Sa-
undergrad.
Salis or what it was called?
Hold on, just pause. I'll find it. DeSales.
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 Yeah.
So
Okay.
DeSales, they studied
Criminal.
criminology,
Criminology, okay.
forensic psychology. They
Mhm.
studied about serial killers.
And didn't he bring up that he thought that Brian was a incel?
Yes, I believe that was another journalist on the case and who believed
Okay.
off the record.
I don't
that
think
it
the
was
student
incel.
that he
But
got in a work assignment with thought he was an incel. He said he just thought that
well,
he was
he
robotic and weird.
he said he was robotic and weird, but he also said like, oh, this guy has issues with women.
Right.
Oh, he said that? I missed that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think everyone that was
Oh.
around him kind of observed that.
He
if
was
they
socially
spent enough time with
awkward.
him.
Yeah, socially, I got socially awkward
There
and
were
like
reports
all
that there
I
were
didn't know he-
girls like bullying him and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I did.
So I think he
That's
probably
true.
really took that to heart.
Probably.
And that, I mean, that's tough on anyone, but that doesn't justify him
No,
killing
yeah.
No,
and
it doesn't.
knows? Even if he got
Like-
abused as a child, we're sad for kid him, but that doesn't mean that you can go off and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It's
Right.
very, I would say overall, like the theory is, I think it can be still worked on
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of like, I think that like, I wouldn't be surprised later on if he came out to tell his side that there was more to that.
Yeah.
And he
Involving
might
that?
because I think he likes the attention.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He got nothing else to do in there, so he would
True.
probably will be like, "Oh, you know what? I got more.
I got material for
This
a
is all I want
book.
to hear what I have to
Everyone
say."
does.
And I
Yeah.
think that like the proximity though is so close. Like the fact that they said wasn't it 15 minutes, if not
Yeah, it
less.
was like 15 minutes. Yeah.
That's so close. I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
that's close universities.
Very much so.
And so I was just kind of like, yeah, like I could very much see like just in general, if you are going to one university, how
They
the
probably
two worlds could
interacted at
be
some point.
yeah,
They just didn't
intertwined so
realize.
quickly. I know
Yeah.
when I was going to Western Michigan University, one of our rival schools was Central Michigan University, which is not that great. But I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Someone's biased.
But they were, I want to say they were, let's ballpark at 3 hours away from Western.
Mhm.
But we were still pretty like integrated. Like people knew of people that were in Central and this and that and the other and stuff.
Okay.
So I would imagine if you're 15 minutes away, like you probably share parties, you probably doing a whole bunch of stuff
That's
together.
true.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whether you're rivalries or not, like it's still your
Close proximity to
Yeah.
party
yeah. So like the
schools,
likelihood of them running into each other, them seeing them or whatever is just like so
I
high.
think it's high.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. He also, I thought it was interesting. He had a fascination with the specific serial killer. What was his name? Elliot Rodger.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never
he
heard
was-
of him.
Yeah, I hadn't either, but he's someone who killed a bunch of women on campus. I don't remember the exact details of the case, but he killed a bunch of women on campus because he just had anger issues towards women.
Dang.
And then he ended up going, like, after stabbing them multiple times,
Ugh.
like Brian did to Maddie and the others.
And they didn't know of him really, like not
No,
had any
he
association.
proceeded to get a gun and he shot a bunch of people on campus, and then he
Yeah.
committed suicide. So I think maybe Brian was
In that
possibly
wheelhouse.
inspired by him, and
Yeah.
other classmates. There was a female classmate at DeSales who said that she felt like he was way too obsessed
Way
with
too
Elliot
obsessed with
Rodgers.
the story. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like he was
Okay.
gonna try and copy.
Yeah, that
it.
name didn't, when she dropped it, I didn't pick it up.
And I thought it was interesting because, as we talked about earlier, there were a lot of true crime sleuths trying to solve
Yeah.
the crime as it was happening, like
Mhm.
right after it just happened, which was
Which
really
really
wreaking
sucked.
havoc on the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that he joined one of the Facebook
Yeah, the
groups
forums,
talking
yeah.
about the case.
So
Yeah.
what was his name? Papa Roger.
Papa Rogers.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting to compare it to
Yep.
Elliot Rogers.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, were you trying to like role play a little bit there?
That's
yeah,
weird.
that's interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about
yeah.
that.
And they kind of
That's
bring
sick.
that idea into
I definitely,
The
when I saw
documentary.
the picture of Papa Rogers, I was like, "That's him."
Yeah,
that looks like
there's
the
no way that's-
profile.
it
That
looks
looks just like
it
him.
looks maybe AI
Really?
generated.
It
like,
does,
Yeah.
and like a little bit older. But I
Mhm.
was like, "That's
definitely
his
him.
jaw."
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
shoot.
him.
yeah, bushy eyebrows and all.
Bushy eyebrows. Yeah,
Dang.
shit.
That was him. And it was so interesting because they had found out about the sheath. It was lying next to Maddie's body. And so he had obviously forgotten it, which I think is crazy after all of these studies that he
And the
did
sheath
at
was
DeSales
just
like-
and Wazoo.
It was just the cover.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a sheath.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just crazy after all this studying and wanting to do this. He obviously planned for it, that he messed up that bad.
I know.
But they
That's a
weren't
rookie
releasing-
mistake.
Yeah, they weren't releasing that information to the public though, and we haven't even really
Mm.
gone over how they didn't know
Did
how
Papa
to
Roger-
release this information to
Yeah.
the public.
Did Papa Roger talk about that?
Yes, and that's what I'm
Oh,
coming to is
I
that
forgot about
he
it.
was like, oh, so I guess that they found the sheath, but nobody else knew about the sheath.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's-
else knew about it, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that cops hold back some info because they want, if they hear it,
Yeah.
and they're like, wait,
Mhm.
how do you know?
Mhm.
Because
Right,
this
right.
wasn't in the public.
I don't
Right.
think they dealt with releasing enough information well to the
Yeah.
public because
No.
then rumors
They
started
didn't
going
control
on.
it
A lot
well.
of fear was starting to be instilled because it's like, who is it?
Yeah.
Are we
yeah,
safe
yeah.
now? Are we?
I mean, yeah. I don't think they did the greatest job, but I think like you could tell that they've never dealt with something
Yes,
on this
it wasn't
term
intentional.
before. So I think that
No.
like
It was
them
just
holding
overwhelming.
on to like
Yeah.
them
Their
holding on
community.
to like their chess pieces, I think, whereas
Their
probably
titties?
chess pieces.
Chess piece? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Chess pieces.
That's the thing?
Chess pieces. Chess.
Chess.
Like play?
Oh,
You
Chess.
said chest pieces.
What are you saying?
Chess.
Oh my
like the game
gosh.
chess.
chess.
She meant
Like you're
chess
not
pieces.
showing your hand of
Holding-
like what you're
Well,
gonna
that's
move.
not
Well,
even a
she's
good
like this,
example
I'm like-
because
Why not? You're holding onto your chess piece.
Chess
You've never heard that
pieces.
before?
no, it'd be like
Chess
holding onto
pieces.
your cards.
Or
Your
holding
chess
onto your
pieces are out in the open already.
Yeah, why am I
Okay.
holding my chess pieces?
I guess
right
you don't
here?
have to
I'm gonna
hold
hold
it.
them, I'm gonna hold them like that next time.
Yeah, do it. See what
Jess
happens.
will be like, "What are you doing?" Because we
Holding
play
my
chess all the time.
pieces?
Holding
Like,
them.
you can't see them.
Yeah. Well,
Ah.
if it's allowed. But no, I think
Sorry.
that like the police people, I think that they like had to do that though, because I think every single thing that they said, people were like really like hanging on it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Or
And so
like making
think
up
they're-
stories. It was like a
Yeah.
game of telephone.
yeah, they were
Mhm.
really
They'd hear
trying to
one
like
thing.
get the information, which I completely understand, but
Yeah.
like I just don't know if they really were like, man, now if we say this, then like we have to be really sure.
Right.
And this
Problem
and that and
is,
the
it's
other.
a small town, and they're gonna start theorizing. Maybe it
Yeah.
was so and so. Maybe it was this. You know, and
Mhm.
Mhm.
they started blaming some of the friends, and they're like, no, this
Back-
did not happen.
Yeah.
Back to the true crime people, I do know that like obviously not the family and the victims are hiring them or like employing them to come into their lives and stuff like that, but I
No.
do know that there's some people who are in the
Well-intended.
true crime well intended, yeah, but I think
Oh,
that
the
like are
sleuths.
asked to come out to cover it as well.
Yeah.
Not from like the family and the friends or the victims or whatever associated
well,
with them,
there
but
were even news stations coming out.
Yeah.
and
Well,
yeah,
harassing
no,
them
I know
while they're
that.
going to school and stuff.
Well,
and
and-
so it's
I think at the end of the day, some people are real journalists, some people are real reporters and
For sure.
newscasters, and then some people are just trying to solve crimes on their own. And
Same.
it's like,
go get a degree.
I get it.
Sorry.
But a lot of the people in the true crime community, they like seek ongoing cases or trials, and they try to crack them, and some of them have.
Which is
Some
they've
of them
been
have.
they've
Which
been
is
really
great.
helpful too. I'm not saying that they should, but they get invited out by sources.
Yeah, I just
To do
think
that.
they did it too soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure,
you know?
absolutely,
Yeah.
Without
absolutely.
respect to
Yeah,
true.
and they're
it,
harassing the wrong people. Back from pee break.
Back from pee break.
Okay.
sorry, it's always
So-
me.
Pee, pee, pee.
The
That's what Lily's doing.
Pee, pee.
yeah.
She's peeing inside you? Yeah, I guess so. in a
Wait.
way.
Kinda like it gets filtered through
Yeah.
my
And
body.
that's so cool.
Is
For
it?
the first time, for the first time that I'm aware of, you're
I mean, I'm growing.
you're
a
drinking
human.
pee.
Stop.
Your own pee.
How is that cool?
I don't think
That's
I'm
the wrong
drinking
word.
it,
Filtered. You're filtering it yourself.
but I'm not
You're like a
drinking it.
Brita.
Yeah, she's not
Yeah,
drinking
you're
it.
reabsorbing it.
It's not like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can't
Okay.
taste it.
Okay.
I'd
back.
rather talk about crime.
Yes.
Back to the probable.
What?
Being pregnant
Sorry,
is a
we're not talking
crime.
about mermaids.
Okay. Can't let that go even after the poop cruise. It's fine.
It's never getting let go.
It's a kind of an aquatic color you got going on today.
It very
little bit.
much is. It's one would say maybe aqua blue.
Aqua. I will never say that word any other way. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's.
Aqua.
I can't even look at you.
Why is that so funny?
I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
It's the best way. Okay, go ahead.
We were talking about how the information was being released to the public, and it probably wasn't the most effective, but
Yes.
they tried.
Mhm.
Yes.
However, eventually the probable cause affidavit was released,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where the community finds out there was DNA evidence
Mhm.
which was on the button of the sheath
Yes.
Mhm.
specifically, and phone records of his like location being
Mhm.
pinged at
I guess it
different
makes
times.
sense that it's the button of the sheath because he probably pressed it down
Yeah.
at some point.
And the white Elantra,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the H word.
Very good.
And so those were all things that were linking the police to this man's arrest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's really interesting because they were watching like his route from like the
How did they
cellular
have
pings.
his DNA? Because he
The
wasn't a
DNA was
criminal
on the butt.
before.
It was so he was at his father's house visiting, and the FBI were doing a surveillance watch, and they stole trash.
Okay. They do that a lot.
Yeah, and so they were able to find a match from the father's DNA and Brian's DNA.
Slight like tangent. I just listened to a murder case where this guy, they followed him for like 5 weeks to try and get trash from him to get his fingerprints.
That's wild.
He collected all his own trash. They didn't see any of it for 5 weeks.
Oh
That's
my
pretty good.
gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
He did
That
it
is
intentionally.
crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then they finally found like he took his Sonic and he ate it in his car, but he took the Sonic bag inside a post office. And so that's how they got him.
That is
But
thorough.
Isn't that crazy?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
that's when you know, like, I got to
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah.
It's wild.
5 weeks, though, that's pretty good. Because, the FBI,
They'll get you.
yeah. They also noticed that I was saying the routes that he took, like he just went straight from, Wazoo to Kings Road, but then after the crime, he took like the back roads instead of like the main highway that
his
everyone
GPS
else
was
does.
very telling.
Yes. And then I thought it was interesting. 5 days after the murders, Brian changed his car registration from Pennsylvania to Washington.
Which was really smart because they almost caught him, twice? They pulled him over twice?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
For
They did.
tailgating. He has an
Yeah.
issue tailgating, apparently.
Was it tailgating both times?
I think it was both times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, get off my ass.
Uh-huh.
How many times do you think a murderer has tailgated you or been behind you in the car in your car?
Or
and you
just how
never
many
knew it?
times have we met a murderer?
That too.
You know?
Like
Oh,
how many
gosh.
times have I served a murderer Diet Coke and cookies on a flight?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's real
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
I wonder though,
Or
what
talk
the
to
next
them
thing
at the
is
gym.
too is what did I say or you guys say when you did meet a murderer that turned them off to not want to pursue you and kill you?
Maybe it was Iris coming in and saying that's enough. I'm just throwing it out there.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
They don't know what you were talking about. So
No, they don't. but
Cherish
they're
Cherish had a man bothering her at the gym yesterday.
Yeah.
And her
Talking
sister
about a lot of
came
stuff.
Yes, like weird stuff. He was creepy. And then Iris steps in.
No, it was so cool though.
Yeah.
Older sister vibe. She's like, are you okay?
She pixelated out of nowhere. Next thing you know, it's almost as if she should have a whistle.
That would have been so funny.
But yeah, this guy was bothering me and he was just going on and on and on. He was saying some wild things to me. I don't want to spoil it because whenever we open up our Patreon, this will be such a good story to add to the bucket
Just
of all
give
the
them a little nibble.
relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like he was just rambling on, telling whatever, and taking up my time. I'm working out. I'm trying to
For like
finish it
15 minutes.
for at least
Yeah.
15 minutes. I would say pushing 30.
Whoa.
And then all of a sudden, Iris had knew that this guy was like bothering me, but she manifested out of nowhere again. And then she was like, "Are you okay, sir? Are you okay?"
I wish I had been there.
And
And
was
if
like,
you guys
she
knew
needs to
Iris,
finish her
that's
workout.
so Iris, yeah.
It very much so, because I think like, when she's fed up, she's very vocal, but then at the same time, it still comes off
But like, I've got your back.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And I was just like, thank goodness. And he did back up and everything, but I mean,
Hey,
hey,
you don't know. He could have
that
been a
energy
murderer.
is the energy that you need, girl.
Just
you
saying.
never know.
You never know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
That's a
wish
problem.
sometimes that there was like some
Physical
LED
signs.
icons or something that like you could
There's
see.
horns there.
Yeah, or
You're like,
something
"Ooh."
where it's just kind of like, oh,
I see.
I
Bushy
see.
eyebrows.
Yeah, bushy eyebrows.
Everybody
Oh my
that has
gosh.
bushy eyebrows,
Better
Yeah.
watch out.
right?
Quaff
It's like
mine
an
here.
uptake of like people getting their eyebrows waxed
Right.
after this podcast comes out.
I will say there was a time like when I was growing up that thin eyebrows were in.
Oh
Y'all
yeah,
re-
for sure.
y'all
Early
remember that?
2000s.
Yeah.
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 I
That's all I had.
colored mine in way too much. So,
Did you?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
looked like
What'd you color it
I'd
in with?
stamped it like a crayon. That's what it
wasn't your
looks
hair,
like.
Was it too
blonde
dark or something?
Like, not
No, it was
blonde, but,
red. I have had
Oh.
my hair red for years, but
Oh,
it was
okay.
just the way I put too much makeup in the eyebrow.
Just like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like
Crayon
bleeding
this
and
shit.
she's just like,
It was a trend at the time, okay?
Okay. I mean,
But
you
it
know,
was,
pop
yeah. I
off,
look
queen.
back and I'm like, ugh.
Right.
Why did
We've
someone
all
let me do
learned
that?
from old looks.
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
over what is it called? I didn't try to shape it, but I just like cleaned it up, and I've just
Mm.
like went too far, and I'm like, oh my word.
I did the Avril Lavigne with my eyeliner. Like it was all the way under here, you know. It was
Really?
like dark, smoky eye. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen your photos.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of different.
May they
Different
rest
looks,
in
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Going back to the garbage, though, he actually was trying to hide the garbage, and he didn't do a very good job because he was arrested in his family home in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And he was found in the kitchen with gloves on, separating his personal trash into different baggies.
Interesting, isn't it?
I wonder what his family like thought at the time when they saw that. Were they just kind of like, "Oh, that's just Brian"?
Oh, that's
being
just
weird.
Brian. Yeah.
Weird
he's just
Brian.
doing
He's so
thing.
silly.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting because
Silly boy.
upon his arrest, the first question he asked was, were other suspects arrested?
And yeah.
Yeah.
Not like, wait, what?
What's
Me
happening?
for what?
He's like,
What's
oh,
happening?
Are there other people?
Question anyone else?
They got
Did you come straight to
competition?
me?
Right.
Weirdo.
Oh my goodness.
Another comment. If I was his parent, I would just really mess it all up. I would have been the parent, honestly, that he probably would have killed too. Because at this point, it's
He
just
may have
like,
been coming for you.
for
yeah,
you to be
specifically.
that like just so weird as a child. I think I would have just been like, nah, we ain't about to do this, and I would have just like grabbed all the trash and just like and then see what they would do and just be like, yeah, we're not doing that. You have other things to do that is more productive.
I could almost guarantee he did not have a safe home environment.
Yeah, that's
Just-
usually the
You
case.
know,
It would be interesting to learn
It
more
would be
about that in the
interesting
future.
'cause
well,
it's
he
not
went all the way
always the
back over there,
case.
didn't he?
It's not always
Yeah.
the case, but it would
Yeah.
be interesting to know.
It would,
It would
be.
be interesting to know.
Mhm.
It would. I mean, would it be a shocker if he had a bad grow
Mm-mm.
up? No, it wouldn't. But
No.
also, too, there has been people that have been known to have normal childhood upbringings,
Right, and that
they
does
just
happen.
still are
act
like,
out.
no,
just
still,
kinda-
yeah.
Yeah,
own thing.
sometimes
Makes
it-
you worry about children that are coming
I mean,
into the
outside,
world.
outside
Oh,
of it being,
Missy. Lily will be fine.
Don't murder
Yes.
me.
well, you know what? You can't really choose how you're gonna go out in this world. You know what I mean? You just kind of have
yeah.
to enjoy and
Might be
do
a
the
blaze
best
of
you can with
glory.
your-
I don't know.
Why, like in fire? You
Well,
think she's gonna be a pyromaniac?
what?
A pyromaniac. Someone who likes to light fires.
Yeah, they enjoy it. If you ever see Lily
never
just
heard
like
that.
over in the corner,
Yeah.
I
smack
thought
it
that
out
was
of her hand.
an arsonist.
I mean, yeah, like someone who lights things on fire could be an
Yeah.
arsonist too, but then people that are infatuated and they
It's
have
kinda
like
like
some
The
sick-
mania is
It's
like,
like-
the phobia.
Yeah, it's like a no, it's like a
or
kleptomaniac,
obsession,
someone who's
Yeah.
obsessed with stealing. There's
Yeah.
also
pyromaniac is
mani-
where
yeah,
they're
obsessed
obsessed
with
with the fire.
lighting fires and
Mhm.
stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. I can't even have candles because fires freak me out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't a bonfire girly, were you?
I was not.
Oh gosh, I loved bonfires.
Yeah, fires make me
like
nervous. I don't know
Oh.
why.
Really?
I like fire.
Okay.
I wish we had the angle view of you doing that. That's weird. All right. Well, gotta make
So
sure not to
off
light any
topic.
candles around Bex.
Anyways,
Is that why you
Speaking
went
of
redheaded?
candles, they did have a beautiful candlelit ceremony.
Sorry.
she's just trying to get past it.
I loved it. I'm sorry. You said it. Go ahead.
I said, speaking of candles, they had a lovely candlelit ceremony a
Oh,
year
that was
after
sweet.
the murders.
Yeah.
The community came together.
That was a horrible segue. It was good. But that was horrible. They did though. It was really nice and cute.
The podcast, and that's why we drink. They call segues segoos. Segoos.
That was a wonderful
Something I would
segue.
Good segoo.
I mean,
I'm
he
very
didn't light them
sorry.
on fire, so that's a good thing.
No. Yeah.
I mean, okay, there's nothing good about it.
Wait, what?
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 I'm just saying that the segu that you use, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I
It's
was
not
like,
that bad.
speaking of candles, since
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
candles,
At least she
Yeah.
didn't
they
say
had a
like
beautiful
speaking of
candlelit
knives.
community.
You know,
That actually,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
That'd been fucked
yeah,
up.
that would have been fucked up.
Right.
But I didn't do that.
You'd
No,
have to
it
cut
didn't.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a beautiful candlelit ceremony. I actually got
Yes.
emotional watching that part.
I did
so it was like they all
too.
came
That was
together.
sweet. Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people will come to my candlelit ceremony.
I'll come.
I'll come.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Party at 2.
Party at
Just kidding. But no, going back to that. Very sweet.
Yes.
Yes. It was.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because for the longest time, they still had the caution tape on the house.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's just so traumatizing.
That sucks.
So much so.
To like wake up every morning and see
And
that.
see it, yeah.
Mhm.
Walk by it and be like, yeah, I remember.
It
you know?
especially
Yeah,
bothered
yeah.
Hunter because he would open his window every morning and he'd
I
just see the
know.
Did they
caution
tear
tape.
the house down?
Yes,
did.
they
Okay.
demoed
I
it.
thought so.
Yeah,
I think
I
the
believe
university
that was
commissioned for it or something like that.
Yep, December 28th of 2023. The
Yeah.
house was removed to allow the community to heal.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was the right call.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we got the guy.
Put something
Yeah.
put something new up. you
Right.
know, New
Yeah.
memories.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
put another house there for students to live in. I would either leave it blank or maybe make a cute garden, a community garden over there or something.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly, like a little
maybe.
memorial
Like
or
that,
something. That
yeah.
would be really nice.
Yeah.
And maybe they have
A
done
little
something
dog
like that
park
already.
or something.
Who knows?
for
Yeah.
the dogs to
Yeah.
run around.
A park would
Right.
be sweet. Yeah.
Something to bring back some life and love.
Community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's my hope that the community continues to heal. There's a lot of people that aren't following the case anymore. There's a lot of people that have shut down their social media accounts just because of all the harassment,
Yeah.
or they hate waking
Mhm.
up every morning
Rightly
and seeing
so.
that's the headlines of today's news, and they just want to move forward. And so I have a lot of respect for that.
Understandably so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for sure. Like I think if I was them, I probably would have done the exact same thing.
I
Like,
would
Yep.
just walk away from
Mhm.
all the chatter because
Same.
at some point, like you can't let it bring you down.
yeah.
Maddie's mom really seemed to go through it. My heart went
You
out.
know
For her. I mean,
what?
it goes out for all of them, but for her, I was just like, oh my goodness.
So
It's
same.
so hard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think like when I was watching all of it, I think the two people that stood out to me, three people actually stood out to me. It was Maddie's mom,
hmm
Ethan's twin brother,
Yeah. I
and
was gonna say him.
Ethan's mom.
hmm
So Ethan's mom at first she like had like a tough exterior, but I
She
think
did.
like at the very end when she started breaking down, that's one of the moments I cried again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I feel like this lady was trying to be and was so strong through
She's a
that whole
rock.
entire
For
process.
her other kids.
For her
too.
other
And
kids, probably
their
for her
friends.
husband.
Their
like, for
friends
their
came
friends.
over
Yeah.
to visit, and she
Right.
had them come over, and they all
Yeah.
grieved together. You know, like
Mhm.
you could tell.
And I could
that,
just tell she was just like soldiering it and just like pushing on and like telling her family. I think she said something like, "We will get through this. Like this,
Right.
we will wake up and we will like da da
We're
da." And I'm
going
just
to
like
get
that.
through this.
Obviously that's not the path for everybody,
Mhm.
but I think it was such. At first I was like, oh man, his mom is the one that's really like hitting the hardest, but I think like no, what this is you have different personalities grieving in
Mhm.
different,
Different ways.
Even Hunter
Yeah.
Johnson, like I felt something for him because I was just like he
saw
didn't
it.
know what to do with his emotions. He like did the
Right.
shut
He
down
was just in
approach
shock.
kind of.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, there's just nothing is the right way to respond to it.
Mhm.
Right.
And
There's
so
no
like,
one way. There's no right way.
no, there really
know?
isn't. It's just like, because when she was talking about, Ethan's mom was talking about like the court and like whether she was going to like be there or not. And she's like, I'm not going to go. Haven't been going to any of the court hearings. I'm not going to go.
It was
And
too
that's
hard
fine.
for
She
her
was like,
to listen
yeah.
to.
She was
yeah.
like, it doesn't matter anymore
Right.
what the result is,
Right.
My
because
baby's
for me
gone.
he's
Right.
gone, and
And
so
there-
I need to move on. And I
Yeah.
was just like,
Good for you.
okay,
I get
Yeah,
it.
that's
yeah.
shoot, okay,
But you know, I can respect both thoughts
Yeah.
of that, of like I want to be there every day to hear every word, you know,
Mhm.
and know exactly what happened, or I can't handle this, you know, I need
Right.
to detach from it. I
Right.
think, you know, it just depends on the person and like you
Right.
said, the personalities.
Yeah.
So
and
absolutely.
I could be so off, but was Maddie's mom, did Maddie have any siblings, or was it just Maddie? Was that her
I
only
think
child?
it was just Maddie.
Yeah, it was
From what I got, I think it was her
I
only child.
think it was.
And obviously, I don't think that there is like, I don't think grief really
least
can be
her only
compared
daughter.
of like, oh, like I'm grieving harder because I have, I have less kids. That was my only child. Da, da, da. But I will say that like, you could tell that like Maddie was her world.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
her,
It would
her
be
all her
different.
world ever since she
Mhm.
was like a baby. Like they looked alike.
Oh yeah.
They
You
really
could tell
did.
she was excited about her daughter and like everything to do with college. Not even that, but her stepdad as well. So like,
Oh yeah, that got
Yeah.
me when he started crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
rough.
That was.
so
And he still has Ethan down in the basement.
oh yeah,
his ashes.
I
I
bawled
was
about
just-
that
I was
too.
crying.
I know, because I was
Yeah.
just like, he was like, he's safe there, and I was
He's
just
like safe at home.
Yeah.
It's
Like I
oh,
can
I
go
was like,
talk
you're right,
to him
he is.
anytime, and I was
Yeah.
like, Okay.
And I was like, and you will, and you do that, and you
Yeah.
keep doing that for however long you want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't,
until you're ready.
until
Yeah.
you're ready, or just keep him forever. I don't know. Like,
Right. Some people do.
there's not I don't think that there's like a rule where it's like, oh,
No.
you, how, how are you keeping him down there? Or like this and that. And
No.
it's like, well, that's their son. That's their brother or whatever. Like, they
Mhm.
can do whatever they want. That's
No.
his ashes.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there's a set in stone way to go about it.
Right.
That's-
right or wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
So.
honestly.
Yeah. I do think so. Maddie's mom, as is her right, doesn't have to go to the hearings, but I do know some of the friends. I don't remember who exactly because I've just seen clips like after the documentary.
Yeah.
But they gave their victim
Yes.
They gave their statements
Mm-hmm.
and spoke to Brian.
It was
and-
great.
Oh,
Yeah. Some of
and-
them were real
Yeah.
zingers. And
Yeah.
we'll probably put like a little clip
Yeah.
at some point.
I would even
Yeah.
say they're healing. Like,
It's like
I was just
justice
like, yes,
served,
yeah.
and they weren't giving him a spotlight. They were just
Yeah.
like, "You're pathetic."
I think it
you're
was
a coward.
Kylie's sister and dad,
Okay.
maybe, that gave two of the most like. They were just like more zingers, more like I'm
I
not
don't
dealing
really-
with your
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, I'm not gonna give you a professional.
And even people like in that room, and they had like a backup room where other people got to watch the trial. They were
Mhm.
like everyone in that room was affected by it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it was just like they were cheering.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
What was
Yeah.
needed
I
to
would be
said was
too.
said.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
You're not really
That was
supposed
really-
to react that much in courtrooms, but I wouldn't be able to help it. I'd be like, "Yeah, girl, all
Yeah.
right."
I know
Yeah.
they would have been like out. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
get out.
I think like it's like a, I don't know, almost a catch-22, because I get what the judge or like what people say. It's just like you don't want to give a spotlight, you don't want to give him any like reaction or like da 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 da. But then at the same time, as like the family and the friends, the people that were left behind,
mhm.
you, even if you know that they're not going to be impacted by the words that you say, you also need to say something and do something
For
yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
if you
It's
feel like you
healing.
need to.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Speak
not
your
everybody
truth.
is going to think that they, want to say anything or be there or whatever, but like if you do,
Right.
then I
Do
say
it.
like, okay, yeah, pop off. Say
Yeah.
say what you need to say in order to like
It
also
says-
heal and move on.
Oh no. I got chills listening to
Yeah,
some
me
of them.
too.
Right.
Yeah, they're very powerful.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
the
Good for
victims
them.
deserve that. So
And that had to
Absolutely.
be hard to
Oh,
go, face
absolutely.
to face with
Yeah.
him, but
mhm. They did.
they needed it.
Yeah, they kept their
Mhm.
composure too, though. Like,
Very
it was-
much
did
so.
great.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
I, for one, like whenever I get like emotional about something in the sense of like getting mad or whatever, I do tend to cry.
Yeah, I do too.
And
Same.
so like
Overwhelmed with a lot of emotions. Yeah.
Be like
Yeah.
stuttering and stuff. It's not good.
I go very high pitched, and then
Oh,
it's
really?
like my
I
face
sound
is
like
turning
a-
bright red.
I
and
sound like a sheep because
Yeah.
I'm anxious, and it's like,
Yeah,
you know.
like you be shaking. I feel like a lot of times
Yeah.
I get out of breath, and I'm like, why am I out of breath?
Why?
I get out of
just-
breath.
yeah.
yeah.
So like I don't know. I think that like the way that they handled
Their
it was just like, oh my word.
composure was
Yeah.
good.
I just wanted to say, just a few weeks ago, July 2nd of this
Mhm.
year, Koberger's defense team entered into a plea deal with the prosecution. So Brian pled guilty on all counts in exchange for removing the death penalty, and he accepted a life sentence without parole.
Because he's a coward.
It's so funny how you so easily are okay with killing other people, and that person experiencing death. But then when death comes to face you,
Knocks on your door.
you don't really want to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting because it's like you're infatuated with the idea of death and giving it to other people, but yet you don't. The very way to find out yourself is just to do it yourself.
That's morbid.
It is morbid, but it's
you're
also
not
kind of
wrong.
like it's just
Yeah.
weird to me.
Why
It's
are
just
you
like
so
if
afraid
you're-
of it?
you're-
Yeah.
Why are you so
Right.
afraid of it, and why are you so willingly like trying to like have everybody else experience it? You know,
'Cause
the
he's a
best way to do it
psychopath.
is for you to do it yourself. Figure it out.
He's a
I'm
psychopath.
not advocating
He's all about
for him
himself.
to do that, but it's just like I don't know. Like at that point,
Don't
you're
hurt
either
other
life
people.
in prison or you're gonna have a death sentence. Either way, to me, kind of seems like.
I mean, I honestly would think it'd be harder to spend the rest of your life
Same.
in prison. Yeah. It'd be
Same.
more of a torture.
Yeah, you're not getting parole, buddy.
No,
You're not.
and it's gonna be boring as fuck. You
Yeah.
know, like you're not gonna get attention. You're not gonna get any accolades
Mhm.
for what you did.
No.
You're just gonna sit there
Well,
and rot.
Unfortunately, some do.
Yeah,
I mean,
he might get some
He does
notes,
have
yeah.
a fan base from just incel communities online. There was
Lovely.
one, especially a subreddit
Oh my
called Brian
gosh.
Nation, and they were sending him
Yeah.
gifts and letters
Mhm.
and all of that. So unfortunately, when you
Then they
have
call
a
him
fan
BK.
base, yeah.
That is a whole nother topic that
attention.
maybe we gotta dive into
Mm-hmm.
because that is so out of my like brain.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's a lot
What,
of other
the like
communities.
worship
hard to understand.
of serial killers?
Well,
kind of
worship
thing?
of serial killers, but I guess in specific, like
that.
incel is in like hating women.
Yeah, so
Like,
the community feels like the incel community feels like Brian's done them a service. It's like
Right.
he
Yeah.
did what we've all been thinking.
Congratulations.
Which
yeah,
that
way
to
to
me
go.
is just like that in
Buy
and
him
of
a beer.
itself doesn't even make sense because
It's
well I
wild.
guess like there could be guys in there that are like, oh well I'm gay, but then at the same time I'm just kind of like, you hate women, but then at the same time
You want to fuck
you
'em?
seek
Yeah.
that, but you're like you want to seek the validation of them at the same time.
Well, it's
It
because
comes
Why would you
from
care so
some
much if they rejected you and
deep-rooted
this and that and the other?
yeah,
Probably
Yeah.
from their mommy.
I
you
get
know.
it, but it's just kind of like you're like contradictory.
Mhm.
It's a walking
Yeah.
contradictory.
oh, very much so.
And
they just want to
disgusting.
take
Yeah.
and destroy what they want the most.
Pretty much.
Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting?
It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have to like dive into that realm a little bit more on another
Maybe a Patreon
something.
episode.
Yeah, like talk
Yeah,
about
we're
it
gonna
and
have to
try
set
to
that up soon,
understand that.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I did want to like before we go, I did
Mhm.
want to like talk about briefly about how one of the professors that they highlighted when they were in the criminal and forensics when they were studying all that.
Mhm.
There was
At
that one
DeSales?
woman that was like really big in like the psychology world and all that type of stuff. I forgot
Yes.
her name, but she had pretty much kind of like, I don't know if it was
She's
a theory or
very-
like a good model of the serial killer
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and essentially like how like they switch on and off between like the
Doctor-
roles that they play.
Yeah, Dr. Catherine Ramsland.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, X.
Hmm.
Dr. Ramsland, I think it was just really interesting how she like broke down, and I think it gives us better people who listen to true crime and specifically the story too, is that like you're kind of like wondering like why are they doing the things that they do, and then he's a student at one point and what is it, like a
Teacher's
assistant, a teacher's
Mhm.
assistant, but then at another point he's out in the middle of the night killing 4 college students. Like how does that
How do you have these
work
two
together?
faces?
And I think
Yeah.
like her having that box and like shifting it and showing like the
Oh
different
right, I
That was
remember
very
that. It was
interesting.
cool.
category, like the different roles that they play in their lives, and they're
Mhm.
just like and they'll kill somebody, but then they'll just switch back into their other role.
Right.
It was a good perspective to see it visually.
It
Yeah.
did. And it also kind of like the people that know of dissociative disorders, such as like multi-personality disorder, it
right.
also gives like that other explanation of like, no, like this person can function under this like hat, but then also just like take that hat off and
Yeah.
put on another one.
Right.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh,
They're under one whole umbrella, but then there are like layers.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
That's crazy.
But she put it very well. I do remember that.
yeah.
I think we should start doing like, what is it that we took away from this documentary to end our episodes moving
Oh,
forward?
I like that idea.
Anybody want to go first? So maybe what they took
I
away?
think you have the floor.
Okay. I think there's so many takeaways from this. That's what I kind of think it makes hard. So I'll try to be short with it. But I think that like one, it does seem that like true friendship exists. And obviously that's not like digging on like anybody else, but it's just it's so nice to see like a loving community.
Mhm.
Like the friends had their friend group, but then the community had their back.
Mhm.
And I think that was like such wholesome thing to see. And it almost like, exception of Brian, it's like, oh man, humanity wins. Like, I don't know, like it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing to like take away from it is like sometimes like bad things happen, even if you don't have a reason for it or a why.
Mhm.
Happens to
And
good people.
Yeah, like bad things happen to good people. And
Yeah.
so it's just kind of like, dang, like, like obviously from the family and friends, like they were, for the most part, good people or striving to be good people and all that type of stuff. But I will say the last thing that I like saw is I think Hunter Johnson's girlfriend, Emily. At the very end of the documentary, I cried for the last time, and she was saying that like she pretty much like lost sight of her goals and her dreams.
Yeah.
And that made me just like, that hurt so much, because I just was like, dang, like
It affected everybody.
Well, she's not the same person anymore, and so
not the
she's
same
learning the
person
new
anymore. And
version of her.
it's good. It seems like they are working that through, and she's getting back on track. But yeah, just, you know, never give up.
Yeah.
Always try to find coming back to who you want to be, and the things, even if those goals are different. But I think, you know, just keep chugging along, and you know, you'll make it through. You'll find the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to put out there, is just like, you know, I really hope that I see her, like, I don't know, see the news of them being able to achieve their goals maybe one day or something like that, like new ones and stuff. And I think that'll kind of, be a good thing.
For me, I'll put it quite frankly, but I think what I'm taking away from this is you need to be kind to others, because you never know what's really going on.
So true.
Stay in your lane. Like this documentary really showed how the true crime community kind of negatively impacted the friends of the victims and the whole community, really. And, you know, it makes me think even about what we're doing. Like we might accidentally at some point in time offend somebody, and that's never our intention, but like to always make sure that we're coming from a place of kindness,
Caring.
and caring.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Bex.
For me, the takeaway was kind of like, even though this tragedy happened in this small town, it didn't break them. You know? Even though there is evil in the world, and you never know, like, good people, shit happens to everybody.
Yeah.
It was a shock, but they still were able to build themselves back up.
So true.
So
yeah. And before we close, I do want to point out at the end of the film, it listed the names of the nonprofit organizations that the victims' families have set up. And these are to help provide scholarships to students, enabling them to follow their dreams. And also they help host grief wellness seminars and on-campus safety awareness. And they have partnerships with different universities. So I'm definitely going to include those names in the episode description.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So feel free to go check them out and support them if you feel
Please
called to do so.
Yes, please do.
So, again, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Once again, like, we're so happy to like do this podcast, and it's truly like a hobby of ours, and we just enjoy getting together as friends and talking about these real stories that are so impactful. And I think, just to add to, like, for us, it's not about like geeking over just like gory and grim stories. I think it's also about extending the voice of these stories, so the victims don't get forgotten, and the people that like lived real and true lives. I think it's always interesting to just highlight the people and the foundations that they leave behind. So I think it's really cool that we get to do that.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.